Ding 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 ding, bom 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 bom. Thank you everyone for tuning in to another YouTube episode. If you follow me on Instagram, then you'll know that I completed a trip out to Colorado, the land where the clouds meet the mountains. In this video, I wanted to give an overview of my experience overlanding in the Colorado Rockies. We did 3 trails out here: Madonna Pass, Tin Cup Pass, and to top it off, Imogene Pass. The peak is at 13,114 feet. The plan is for me to do separate episodes for all of these trails, so stay tuned for future adventure episodes. This trip was put together by Ian Lupo from Nolo Designs. He makes skid plates for midsize Hondas. He drove all the way from South Carolina. Aaron and Eleni from the YouTube channel Honda Pilot Overland and their 3 kids and their dog Saphira drove all the way from South Carolina, accompanied by their friend Mike at 843 Xterra Overland. From the West Coast, it's my wife and I, the guys from Borderline Explorer, and their friend Mac from American Intake, which is a Japanese overland YouTube channel. Our first objective was to meet up with the crew close to Madonna Pass and the Great Sand Dunes.
Good. Like this could go crashing down on us any moment.
That's scary.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are heading into a storm. All yellow coming up front.
So we drove over to Rye, Colorado. That's where our meeting place was located. This was a long 1,100-mile drive. It took us 16 hours. And we just had to break it up. So we first camped out in Flagstaff, Arizona, and then drove 9 more hours out to Colorado. Big thanks to Casey, aka Mike Honcho's Honda. He lives in Colorado and he's able to secure this campsite on private land. Go over here, record it from the front. Oh, Alan, are you getting tired?
There we go.
179. So really good recovery. Oh yeah, look at the trees. Look at that. It's freaking amazing. I've never seen anything like that.
I know.
Who picked those for you?
The dog wants a hug too.
I know. The dog wants a hug.
We are through the climby section of Madonna Pass and just kind of excited to see what's next. Avoid drowning your engine. Drive slowly through crossing. So we did McDonald Pass from east to west, which involved a very steep climb. And that is why one of our first generation Honda Pilots overheated. The trail is much easier from west to east, and that's what I would recommend if you have an all-wheel drive. I'll get much more into detail in the dedicated Madonna Pass YouTube video. So it's time to air up and start making our way northwest.
I think I might have a little bit of bonus articulation. I got those control arms in the back. They're like really high swivel.
Okay.
For it.
Yeah. Ridgeline, Passport, and Gladiator. So 3.5 inch lifted, 3.5 inch lifted, 2.5 inch lifted, right? This Ridgeline is actually taller than me. Look at the wheel gaps. Wheel gap right there and wheel gap right there. Ian and I both have the Traxxas 3.5 inch lift kit, but because my vehicle is weighed down so much, I am sagging in the rear. So he does have a noticeable amount of clearance, more clearance than my Honda Passport. I'm thinking about switching out to a Honda Ridgeline suspension. I know it's beefier, I know the springs are bigger, and the suspension's a bit more stout. Interesting fact though, the Ridgeline comes with 7.5 inches of ground clearance, and the Passport comes with 8.1. It looks like in the front I'm lacking about a half an inch of ground clearance, and in the rear about 1.5 inches to 2 inches.
Tracking behind old John DC Adventuring here. Just taking in those beautiful, beautiful mountains.
So we drove about 70 miles northwest to start making our way over to Tin Cup. I have a Gaia GPS premium account, and it shows me where BLM Land is. So I saw this land, I saw it had potential, we made our way over here. Now I've come across many female cows, but never a male cow.
It's just, I don't want him to ram me. I'm going to gain distance, and then maybe I'll just, we'll just let him walk away. Yeah, there we go. Let him walk away. Yep, there has balls and everything. Balls and a dick. Should I honk at him, or will that piss him off?
Yeah, that looks like a cool spot. Yep, this is where the trail ends.
After a 70-mile drive on the highway, I got to thinking if we're actually overlanding. We're on a highway, we're around civilization, we have access to gasoline stations and grocery stores. Is what we're doing right now overlanding? Is this simply car camping? Well, you know what? Who really cares? We're out here, we're using our vehicles as an integral part of being able to explore and camp and lodge ourselves. Here we are at camp. Oh, nice. That's how you're able to fit, because it goes on this gate, and this gives you like another 1.5 feet.
Yep.
Nice.
So I'm just an air mat to get rid of the ribs in the bed. 2-inch pad.
Very cool.
Sleep right next to the full size thing.
Nice. Is this thing universal to all trucks?
Yeah, this is a DAC tent. Yeah, it comes in. It's kind of a downside. It's super universal. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I've figured out with the bungees all the way in the front.
Yeah.
On those eyelets.
Yeah. Like exactly what you want.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Cool. And you just put it over your soft topper?
Yeah.
Nice.
Put it right over the soft topper and ready to go.
Nice. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, dude. Oh, no, too dark.
Hello everyone, this is Aaron from Honda Pilot Overland, his lovely wife, Eleni, and his rambunctious kids. Yeah. Hello, say hi.
That's accurate.
Yeah.
All right, so Aaron drives the Honda Pilot behind us.
Yep.
Let me just get that little wipe down real quick. Oh, that's better. All right, so Aaron, explain your camp setup here.
Well, for this trip, I had to kind of re-gear because we have like a really nice 8-person tent back home, but it takes 30 minutes to set up, which would take way too long for a trip like this. So I kind of scoured the market, looked at the internet, and came up with a pop-up tent. It's, I believe it's actually like a 6 to 8 person pop-up tent. And I was fortunate enough to find this one actually on Facebook Marketplace for 40 bucks.
40 bucks.
The downside of these tents is that they're notorious for leaking. The bottoms aren't like seam sealed or anything. Like, it's pretty bad. So what I did was I bought a 20 by 30 sil nylon tarp that I deploy if it's gonna rain. One day I'm gonna get it wrong and I'm gonna be out putting the tarp up in the middle of the night, but hopefully it's not tonight. But with those two things together, I think it's a nice quick setup. It helps me keep up with the rest of these you know, folks that sleep in their cars and stuff, and I can take my family of 5 and dog with me. So I like this pop-up tent just because it sets up faster. The REI tent's probably better in almost every way, but this one pops up almost instantly. All right, so this is my Pilot. It hasn't really been named yet, but on this trip it might be called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang because the song randomly started playing out of my library on the way here. But I've done a lot of modifications to it.
The storm might roll in.
The storm's absolutely rolling in.
The storm rolled in on the day that we decided we're going to sleep in a tent, ground tent, but today we are, just because it's such a hassle to take everything out. So, yeah, and it's about to rain, which should be okay. We got the rain fly.
I can feel the water from here.
Really?
Raindrops.
You serious?
Yes. You don't believe me?
No, I'll raise it. I'll put it up.
If it gets any stronger, I'm gonna do it.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Okay, my face.
Okay, put it up. All right, you good? All right, I think it's really not falling here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's raining.
That storm was not on the forecast. While you're out overlanding, expect the unexpected. Be prepared for the unexpected. All these trials and tribulations teach you self-sufficiency. That's one of the rewards of overlanding. That's nasty. Yeah, see that? Before I end this episode, I need to talk about one more thing, and that's making sure your vehicle's ready for the trail that you set out to do. And if you're not sure if it's ready, bring a friend, preferably with a Jeep or some kind of other four-wheel drive. Now let's get some disclaimers out of the way. These trails are at a very high altitude. Elevation is between 8,000 to 13,000 feet. At these high elevations, your engine will be losing a considerable amount of horsepower and torque. My channel has a lot of all-wheel drive vehicles, as well as four-wheel drive, but all-wheel drive vehicles typically don't have the gearing to complete a steep climb like this. The Honda Ridgeline in front of me is geared 20.4 to 1, just like my Honda Passport. We were able to get up unassisted and without overheating. There's a very short list of all-wheel drives that have this kind of gearing. The Jeep Renegade and Compass Trailhawk is geared just like our Hondas. The Volkswagen Atlas, that's also geared 20 to 1. The Ford Bronco Sport, the vehicle that shares the same platform as the Ford Escape, that's geared 18 to 1. So where am I going with this? I'm not just getting off by touting these numbers. Quite honestly, these numbers are not impressive in the four-wheel drive world, but they are impressive for all-wheel drives, because let's face it, there isn't one single video about an all-wheel drive getting up Madonna Pass. Actually, I take that back. There's one dude with a Jeep Cherokee Trailhawk, which actually has a low gear transfer case. That doesn't count. A crawl ratio doesn't only just prevent your transmission from overheating. You're just more capable and have more capability to crawl up obstacles. And let me give you a visual.
You guys probably just crawled it.
We did.
Nope. I'd have to bump it more, but with all that, I don't have it.
Yeah, you got to drive it home.
It's not the shackle when it hits the transmission gear.
Keep in mind, this is a 10,600 feet, 32% less engine. Aaron said pedal was to the floor.
You gonna bump it? I think you could bump it, but just be safe, because you got to drive it home.
Yeah. Nope. Man, I needed one of your transmissions, John.
2021 Honda Ridgeline. This is Nolo Designs. Okay, you in the right modes? Okay, you're gonna do this real slow. As you approach it,
I'm gonna try to go right up the middle.
but you're gonna go slow and you're gonna left foot brake it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, let's do this. Yeah, just like that, nice and slow. Just crawl it. Here, Ian has never driven up something like this before. So I'm guiding him. I'm telling him, believe in the vehicle, drive it up at 3 miles per hour.
Yep. Believe in your vehicle, man. Believe in it. Just believe in your vehicle. Yep. See?
Right there, he was really light on the throttle.
That was awesome. How's that for a confidence booster? Mike and the Xterra, he has a rear locker, no front disconnected sway bar though, like the Jeep. Let's see. Oh, you'll get up that. There's no doubt you're getting up that. But if you wanted to challenge yourself and go left,
so you can see right there, the Honda Ridgeline actually performed closer to the Nissan
there's no
Xterra
doubt.
than compared to the first generation Honda Pilot. Actually, the gearing is closer to the Xterra.
this is what a Jeep will do. Yeah, just climb up the shelf. You got a Jeep. Look at that. Just ridiculous, right? No way my Honda's doing that.
So there's your disclaimer. Gearing and how much weight your vehicle is carrying will affect climbing up these steep grades. That's all the time we have for this episode. I hope I'm not leaving you on a cliffhanger because we did Imogene Pass and you're not seeing all the footage of it, but there will be a future episode. So please consider subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out. Imogene Pass was literally and figuratively breathtaking. At these high elevations, you could hardly breathe. And the views were just so amazing that I was at a loss for words. So can't wait to share this episode, but I got a lot of other episodes I need to push out before this one. So that's why I made this overview video of my trip to Colorado. I hope you understand. All right, well, that's enough time. So anyways, have fun on your adventures, and I'll see you next time.